We provide more free education than any other stock market company, training company has ever released before. Look at all these videos in here. We're doing our best to make sure that all of these provide value. There's no fluff, there's no garbage. Every single one of these videos that we release on YouTube is a training video. If you ever wanted to know anything about any type of trade, head over here, take a look. We provide more free education than any other stock market company, training company has ever released before.
Welcome to the Aftermarket. American Dream Trading. You have entered the Aftermarket. AmericanDreamTrading.com. Welcome. You are now in the Aftermarket.
Welcome to the Aftermarket live chat and watch party. I'm your host, Dawn, aka J&J Video Reacts. I see you back there. I see you backstage. Can't wait to get you up here, girl. This is another live watch party. This time, we'll probably get more videos then, because I don't know that Coach and everybody's coming to this one. This one is probably going to be more like more of a watch party style format today. But don't get it twisted. We had a ball. Everybody was on the panel. I love it when that happens. They are so welcome anytime they want to come on here and hang out, and I love it. Coach, love your face, brother. Who is Coach, you're asking? Coach is a 32-year stock market vet named Chad W. Christian. He started American Dream Trading a few years ago, and we have become a huge family and trading group, and we love each other, and we come in here, yes, on Saturdays when the markets close, except for futures, and we practice trading. We look at his videos, we watch and learn, and we learn how to become professional traders, not call-out chasers. So that's what we're doing here today. We're going to watch some of these videos. Some of the videos you may have seen, some of them you may not have, and we're going to discuss them. We're going to have you come up here on the panel. There's the links right down there in the description. Get 25% off any first-time purchase of any of Coach's memberships. 25%. Just use code 2025. I forgot to put that in there, but it is in the description of the video. And Mark Mixie, I sent you a message over in your text. The Restream link, for whatever reason, does not work properly. Miranda can tell you all about it. She's like, I don't know what goes on, but there's a glitch. I don't know if it's changed, but we're not able to put it in the description because that one is broken. It doesn't work for whatever reason. So we have to do it during the live. Go figure, okay? So, but the Restream link is down there. Coco has already used it. Yes, Coco is here, baby. So, yeah, she is going to be entering the room shortly here. Just wanted to make sure we do a few housekeeping rules. Make sure everybody is subscribing to the channel. If you're not a subscriber, I see a lot of new names down there. Welcome. Make sure you are sharing this out. Put it on Twitch. Put it on X. Put it on your Facebook. Put it everywhere. We are live on all of those channels. What up, TikTok? What up, Facebook? What up, Twitch? What up, X? How are you guys doing? And of course, what up, YouTube? So thank you guys for being here. I love your faces. If you want to come on the stream link is right down there. If you want to send a tip to the host for doing this for you, that's down there as well. Feel free. It's not mandatory. I don't do this for tips. I do this because I enjoy talking about trading and I want to help the community. So yes, I am coming in here on a Saturday and we're going to watch some videos. We're going to learn some shit. So if you're not learning, let's get to learning, okay? Coco, maybe we can do a couple of those trades today too. So let's go ahead and turn the music down a little bit. Let's get the lounge music on. All right, and Coco. Mark McSee. What's up, peoples?
What's up?
What's happening?
What's up?
What up?
Yeah, I saw your message, Don.
I thought that was Coco. I thought I saw Coco's name down there. Charlie, what up, baby? How are you? That says Charlie, right?
Clark.
Clark, do you know that I'm legally blind?
Clark. It's beautiful, Clark.
That would explain why it took me 3 tries to get your name right.
Yeah, it's
There you
close
go.
to Coco. It's close to Coco.
I saw the C, and yeah, I think she might have been up here, but I'm not sure.
Did you think Coco didn't shave this morning or what?
No. Is she had an avatar? Coco, I know you don't have a beard like that. Hey, Clark, how you doing, honey?
Good. How you doing? I'm gonna join this. Can I talk a little bit? I'm gonna join this month.
Talk.
Now, do I have to? Can I just go straight to the VIP, or do I have to buy the lower ones first?
I'll be honest
Nope.
with you.
Nope.
Yeah. Listen, let me put it this way. The VIP is probably your best purchase because you're going to ultimately end up moving up to that anyway.
Yeah.
So you have to get the VIP membership, the basic VIP membership, because the VIP gold is an add-on. So I would start with the VIP. That gives you the ability to come in the pre-market. That gives you the ability to listen to the futures and all of that. Well, futures is different, but that gives you the ability to get the one-on-one type style training with coach and be on the Zoom call, right? With that, you also get the hot stock picks, you get the workshop classes, and that stuff doesn't come with the regular premium membership. Now, the VIP Gold, that has all the services. So
Plus, you get coaches indicators too for TradingView.
You sure do with the VIP. So,
Okay.
are you looking to do VIP Gold as well?
I'm trying to get back to how much it all was. Here. So give me a few minutes.
Yeah.
Let me figure all that out. But
Plus, you
how
have
much is the VIP Gold for 6
25%.
months?
Yeah, you can do that.
You can do that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You get 25% off if you use our discount code. Don't forget 2025 at checkout there, Clark.
That's all you gotta do.
Well, I've been watching you guys for like a year and a half off and on.
Yeah.
And I'm a carpenter by trade, so I work a lot during the day. But I'm about time to. I'm 50 years old. It's time to do something different. I've been do it for 25 years, and this cold and the heat in the summer. 50 years old. I can't do it no more.
It's time to sit behind your computer and click some buttons and make some money, Clark.
Yeah, and the things I understand, he gives you those tidbits in the morning of hot stock picks. It gives you those before. I've been watching a while. I don't understand why people don't put like quite a bit of money, maybe like $4,000 or $5,000 into those cheaper stocks, and then when they, go from like 50 cents to $2, I must be missing something and thinking it's easier than it is.
No, you're not missing anything. There's been quite a few people in this group that have become millionaires doing that very thing.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh,
the
yeah.
hot stock picks, you got to be careful because a lot of them are growth stocks that may or may not go anywhere. So they're not like buy and hold or long term. They're quick scalps. And so that's probably why we don't push them like that. They're quick scalps to get in and make some quick money, not to sit in.
Yes. Oh,
Well,
100%.
Yeah.
not to hold overnight either.
Yeah.
No. Usually you're out by, I don't know, 11 or 12 by what I've seen.
Oh yeah. Nate, Jimmy, Brady, they became millionaires with those hot stock picks. You're right. You do a larger position size once you have the mechanics down and the process and the discipline. You up that position size, you can make tons of money on a couple of pennies. What did Nate used to do, Mark? 20,000 shares on a half a penny move?
On Ford,
over and over and over and
I
over.
don't know.
$300 a pop on a half a penny.
Okay.
So, yep.
Another thing I don't understand, you hit the $20,000 in your account to do, you got, when you buy them in bulk, or what is that called?
Talking about margin?
Yes.
Yeah, 25,000 is your threshold there, but you want to put a little bit more than that. But you don't want to be looking at a margin account right now if you're just starting.
No.
Don't bring any
I'm trying to
money. Just
understand
come and learn. You don't need a dime to
That's
learn.
right.
Other than your membership.
Oh, I've learned
You're going to paper trade for a minimum of 2 to 6 months before you start using your real money. Where your idea is to preserve your capital, not lose it, and while you're training, because you will wreck your account and you'll be broke, and you'll be gone in 30 days because you blew up your account. So, preservation of capital is just as, if not more important, than making money. So
sounds like your intro.
I guess, yeah. Well, it's the truth, right?
Yeah.
You know, we don't want you. You will paper trade until that you know and your knower that you know how to get in and out of trades and understand the basic strategies that coach teaches, such as the 2-minute EWO, which you need to master before you even think about scalping. So we want you to be successful. So we want you to do it the right way, not the way that I did it or Dawn did it. By not listening to coach, because we think we're smarter than him, right? So please listen to the words that come out of coach's mouth. Accept everything that he says is gospel and apply it. Come in with an empty cup. You know, again, I'm exaggerating a little bit to make a point, but that's kind of the attitude you have to come. A lot of people may have traded or have a little bit of experience, and they think they know what they're doing, and they try to apply those old bad habits, right? And then they end up wrecking their account. So please just make up your mind for the first, give yourself no less than 30 days of training. You don't even need to paper trade. All you need to do is come in and train. All right. So focus on watching the videos, listening to coach, participating any time that you can. Right. So don't even worry even about paper trading to start with, quite honest with you. Then you can get into that and then do that for a couple months before you think about it.
I've already watched probably 150 videos.
Well, there's only 2,000, so you got a lot more to go yet.
I got a lot more to go.
That's why we're here.
But
we ain't gonna watch all today, but
they kind of get boring after you watch like 150 in a month, and they kind of seem a little repetitive.
Well, you don't want to watch them all at one time, but you get the drift, right? We want the best for you, and we don't want you wrecking your account and saying, "Oh, this ain't for me." It's for anybody that's willing to put the work in and listen to what's being taught, right? Because that's what we do. We educate you. So we want you to be successful. We don't want you to lose any money. You do not need any money to learn.
Well, there's going to be bad days, but we don't want to lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
We don't want
you're gonna have red days, but
you're going to lose money trading. There's no doubt about that. But we don't want you losing money while you're training. There's a difference.
No.
Training, right?
Training, yes.
Coco. This time it's not my imagination.
Hey man,
what's up?
I know.
Did
I blocked my own settings, I guess. So I'm back.
Were you in here earlier?
Yeah, I blocked myself. Don't ask.
I told you, Mark. I knew I saw her, and I saw her avatar. I'm like, I thought I saw you in here. But then I pulled
Yep.
Charlie up on the stage, and of course, as fate would have it, there was a C there. Wasn't looking at his face, and I'm calling him Coco. And
Oh no, that's so funny.
Clark was like
I
just
don't know
sitting
how
there
to
looking
get.
at me like, okay, I'm not a Coco.
No, yeah.
Oh man. So welcome
Man.
to the watch party, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and VJ a little bit for us this afternoon, just for an hour or two, and play some videos. It's a lot more fun, Clark, when you watch it in a group setting as well. We can discuss stuff, we can pause it, we can talk about our own trades that we've used these strategies on. So it's a little bit better when we do this, and I'll do these a lot more frequently this upcoming year. So
I've been on quite a few of them. My normal handle is Clark41. I don't
okay.
know if you see that in your I don't know
What, in
during the
Zoom or
I'm on TikTok most of the time.
okay. Yep,
Um,
yep, yep.
Is that
so
how you found us, through TikTok, or how else?
yeah, 100%.
Cool.
So did we. We found Coach too through there.
But like I said, I've been listening for a year and a half, and I'm full of trigger. I finally got some money built up where I can take some time off from being a carpenter
Good for you.
and do it for a little bit, and hopefully it takes off.
Good for you. It will. It will. All you got to do is do what Mark said. Listen to the sound of Coach's voice and follow the rules. We've had people, anybody that does that does very well, and it doesn't take them a long time to do it. But, you know, the time period is different for each person. So you can't even measure that. But just listen to Coach, follow the rules, and you'll do well.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Feel free to hang out. Any questions you have, if you want me to pause the video, let me know and ask
Okay.
questions. Let's start out with
Before you do that, I turned my mic
yeah.
settings down. Am I less annoying with my voice now, as far as being booming loud?
No,
Or
you're
not?
not
Is
booming
this
loud at all. Yeah, it's a good
all right?
setting, Mark.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Were you being annoying? Who told you you were annoying?
Well, I'm on my live feed. I keep adjusting things, trying to get my mic level down, and I'm like, what the heck? Every day I go review it just to see, and then it's like, man, it's still
Yeah.
too loud. So, all right,
It
good.
doesn't seem like it's loud when you're on there. I watched some replays of it, you know. Seems like it's pretty it sounds good actually.
Why didn't my picture show up? It's in the chat.
Huh, that's weird.
Just
You gotta do it in your. The
Yeah,
thing
go
showing
to
up
your
in your
setting.
chat is your YouTube. You got to go into click the restream setting thing, and you can put your icon and stuff on there.
oh,
You'll
gotcha.
see it.
I'm just curious.
In fact, I'm working on the futures newsletter as we speak while listening to you, so that's why I don't have my camera on, because I'm doing two things at once.
Okay. Cool beans. I know we can't wait for that. But yeah,
Have
Mark,
to.
I
It's not
figured let
done
me
yet.
try to I'm gonna try to do some paper trading in it and mess around with it. You know what I mean? And just
Please master it on the desktop. That's all I ask.
Mark, that's the desktop is so hard for me.
I know. But can
You
you
know?
manage and slide stops up and down on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. All right. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Whatever. I always
Yeah.
had trouble with that. That's just me. Okay.
It's
Cool.
because I'm used to the phone. Probably.
Yeah. It's whatever you use. If it works for you, yeah. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Where's you get for
Okay.
Carla?
Yep. How to make huge profits with the perfect double top setup. I'm starting with this one because this is one of the most recent ones that's got a ton of views on it, so many comments on it. And you know, Coach is always after us to make sure we put comments on these videos and to watch them. And this is one that is really, really hitting home with a lot of people. So I'm going to start today's watch party with this one. And not to mention, it's one of the best setups in the business. So that's another good reason to start off with it. There we go. Let's get him full screen. And don't forget, if you guys want me to pause it and discuss it, if you have a question about it, just ask, and because we can still hear you while it's playing. All right. All right, video one. Let's do it.
Excellent trade overall. You should have made a lot of money on that one. Waited for this beautiful A+ setup, which is to break again above this 584.20. And this is where I go long. Hello, this is Chad from American Dream Trading. I wanted to go over a couple of my favorite trades with you guys. So in this first example, I wanted to show you based off of a 1 minute time frame. So I'm going to be scalping off the 1 minute. Now, one of my favorite trades that I love to set up for, this is an A+ setup, is called a double top pullback. So what you guys are looking for is you're looking for either a pre-market high or a previous day high, something that you can go back in time and look at to see where it's going to form a double top. Now, in this instance, you can see that it actually happened during the regular market hours, and we were able to take advantage of this. So if you look right here, you can see this topped out at around 584.19. That's right here at the very top of this wick on the 1 minute candle. You can see then that it pulled back. It ran all the way until it got to around 10:05. So around 10:05. Now, why do I want to look at 10:05? Why does this look like a double top pullback to me? Well, because SPY around 584, the dollar amount that it is, this means that it can actually fluctuate between around 20 to 30 to sometimes 40 cents. So what do I mean by that? Well, the fact that it's up here at 584.19 means that in theory, if that's the case, this could potentially pull back to around 583.90 to start to tell you that this is actually the top. It doesn't have to necessarily get all the way back up, right, to 584.19, but it can be around that range. And technically 584.19 is around 584. So same thing with this, technically around this 583.95, which is where it went, is technically, right, 584. So we're looking for a double top around 584, and that's what this is doing right here. So what happened is it came all the way back. It hit the double top. This is where I will typically buy into puts because I love this in this spot, or I can short if you have a margin account and you want to do shares versus options. So this is what I call a double top pullback. So I love this spot. So it hits the double top. I enter my puts or I short. You can see it drove all the way back down through. It broke through the 9. It broke through the 21, and it bounced on VWAP. So this is where I will sell out these positions because it could not hold and break below VWAP. The volume weighted average price I use as a primary indicator. If it's above it, that's bullish, meaning we want to go long. If it's below it, it's bearish, meaning we want to short below that. So it bounced.
Just to pause here for a quick second. Remember the lesson that we got in the pre-market yesterday, Coco?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And yesterday I used that on VMAR, and it worked like a charm. I got paid on that stock. I caught it at the bottom and wrote it up, and then right as I was about to get out of it, it actually blasted through the double top and kept going, so I didn't have to worry. So, Nate brought up a good point yesterday. A lot of times what I was doing personally was waiting for it to break the double top before I even bothered getting in it. But Nate looks at it like, okay, well, if it's still down here, then I get to ride it up to that's the whole purpose of a double bottom, so you can make money all the way up to the double top. And then of course you're going to get out of it before it hits the double top if you're smart, because chances are it's going to come down like it did the first time, and maybe save a runner or two just in case it breaks through. You're still in the trade, and you've got a stop set just below it just in case it pulls back. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, you know what I was just thinking too? A class would be great in knowing when the breakout, when it's changed, the pattern change at, when it goes from being bullish to bearish, right? At the bottom. So you can get in at the bottom.
yeah, entry points. Yeah, that's a good idea. And I'm sure with the 2,000 videos that are on here, I've seen that in some of them, but to pick that out, that'd be like a needle in a haystack. But while we're watching this one, because a couple of these have some pretty good length on them, I'm going to look through and see if I can find something. Okay. while we're
number
here.
one, you never really know the bottom or the top. So the best
Right.
that you can do is have a good chart with levels, historical levels already marked on your chart. So as it comes down and you're looking for that mythical bottom, right? You can watch as it goes through one level. If it doesn't stop there and goes to the next one, at least now you have another target. It may hit there historically. And if it even blows through that one and as it moves down, you keep watching at every level. Eventually, when it as a general rule, right, it moves historically. Not always, but so that's about the best you can really do. You'll never know the bottom. You'll never know the top, right? So,
Yeah. Right. It's
Yeah.
just like studying the indicators to know, and that's a really good point, Mark. And also knowing that this could be the turnaround. So you're watching the candles, you're watching, what it's doing. And if you've got a couple going, I mean, that's like everything, isn't it? Even when you're not at a, quote unquote bottom, but even in the middle of a trade, knowing, okay, is this going to turn around and start going up? You've got to really know those candles.
And you got to really kind of know what you're playing too, even when you can't know the candles right. That's why I suggested with TSLL, like how David knows Apple, because if you get to know TSL's movements, that takes a lot of the guesswork out.
Yeah,
So
it's my plan.
yeah,
and
pick a
being
couple
sure
stocks
of
and
your
learn 'em.
charts too. Yeah, and being sure of your charts too, and in your levels, being confident in those.
Yep.
That's why I'm actually better at trading a few of the different like futures that more so than some others because I traded enough and I've seen it. I'm as confident.
You've learned
as
its
you could
habits.
be. Yeah, as confident as you could be, not knowing, right? But having some sort of confidence that I have a good chart and I've seen it over and over and over again hit these levels, right? It's almost like a cheat code in a roundabout way over time, right? And it's not anything different. And a part of it is your institutions trade at certain levels, right? They enter trades and exit trades at certain levels. They're buying their pre-program when it hits $2.52, we buy it. When it hits $3.89, we sell it. They do that over and over and over and over again. So you'll see that.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like Coach was saying yesterday, oh boy, we're approaching this 2%. They're not going to like it. They're not going to allow it. He
And he
was
was
right.
absolutely right.
It turned right around.
That is 30 years worth of screen time right there, baby.
You got
32
it.
years. Palm, you listen to Palm. Palm knows stuff like that. You know what I mean? Nate, same way. They know what these stocks do. And that's another thing I'm noticing with Nate. Nate is starting to really hone in on Tesla. He's playing it a lot. And he doesn't like hone in on any one stock, but Tesla seems to be his thing. Just like Eric knows SPY and Apple, and David knows Apple, and Vinny knows IWM. Vinny and Mark know IWM. So, and I kind of know IWM as well. So,
and I like gold and
couple.
oil in the futures. I'm confident.
That's why I picked those two, Mark.
Yeah, because that's
Well,
it's only because I do it enough. That's all.
Yep.
Well,
I'm confident.
That's the huge thing is that let's, as new people, I'm a new person, let's not reinvent the wheel, people. Let's
That's right.
do what others have done. And that's exactly what SLL right now, because I want to be able to learn options. Then I can do that and do what Nate's doing, hands down.
Bart, what's up?
Nothing. I'm just soaking it in.
Cool
That's it.
beans, man. Chill. We are here to learn. If you got any questions, let me know. Just tell me to pause it and we'll talk about it.
I'm good. And
All right,
I've watched it. And now, what's the difference between this and a double top with this, and then a double top teacup?
Double tap. What was that?
Teacup, isn't it? Teacup.
Oh, you're talking about a cup and handle.
Cup and handle. My bad.
A double top is basically a cup and handle.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep.
It sounds like two different things sometimes, and I was like, well, one must mean something, one must mean another, because they look the same to me. But
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the a cup and handle has got more of a bowl shape to it. In other words, Once it goes down, it tends to go like sort of sideways for a while and form that looks like a cup more than just
Okay.
straight down, straight up, right? But
Okay.
yes, you're right. A cup actually is, if it does go all the way back, is a double top. But what he's showing you there is a true double tops because it tends to reject at the top.
Oh yeah.
which
It gets to the
forms the
point when
handle.
it gets to the point where no one wants to put money in and everybody wants to take profit. So it has to go down.
Right. You know what I mean? And some people will end up, I'm noticing something too, Mark. Some people will get out, a lot of people get out right before it hits it. And then that becomes the point of exit. And then if you notice, that'll get shorter and shorter and shorter until it kind of becomes this vortex where it becomes lower and lower, and then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, we're at a vortex, we're at a point here, it's going to go up or down, the channel gets shorter.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, we'll
Okay.
finish it out.
Bounce, it stayed above it, I get out of that trade. Now, there's a second trade that's a beautiful setup inside of this, and again, we did this live. So what you can see is, you can see that this formed a cup and handle. So here's your cup
Here we go.
into the handle. Then it bounced back up. Okay, so this is bullish. A cup and handle's bullish, meaning it came back to previous area of resistance. So what are we looking for again? Okay, we're looking back up here again around this 584 range. Okay, if it breaks through the 584 range this time and stays above, then we will want to look at longing it. Now, what we're looking for is after it breaks through, we're looking for a pullback. Okay, because typically the first time it breaks through that major level of resistance, it will want to pull back. So what do I mean by that? If you look right here, right on this candle, it actually broke through, came back, and it is now down here retesting what was once resistance at 584.19 is now become support. And it stayed above this support level and stayed above the 9 and ran. So now this is an opportunity to go long. Now, when I go long on my 1 minutes, because everybody asks me, well, how do I stay in it? How do I keep my head in the game? How do I not freak out on all these little moves? Now that I'm in my trade and it's moving to where I need to go, and by the way, when I have my stop would be just below this 583.95-ish, right around this area below 594. So if you're looking at where does my stop go after I enter it, it's going to be, remember, below this support level. That way, if it does knife drop through, I'm always protected, always have your stops in place.
Because usually when it retests, it comes right back to that area. And sometimes it will break through and maybe go back down. It doesn't mean just because it broke through that it's going to run all day to high heaven. You got a few pennies out of it, you're good. If it starts retesting and comes and breaks back through this area, that means it's time to skedaddle. So, but that's why he says put a stop right there. That way it's like, oh, okay, that was all it was going to go. Now it's ready to go back down like it
But now
normally
that I'm
does.
in the trade, instead of looking at the 1 minute, I'm going to flip to a 5 minute. Now remember, we've converted a 1 minute scalp. Okay, so we've gone from a 1 minute over to a 5 minute. So this is what we're looking for now. So now in this trade, if we look at the 5 minute versus the 1 minute, we want to make sure it stays above the 9. The 9 is this white line right here. This is the EMA, the 9 EMA. I use this for scalping, and that way I can allow this to run. Now, you'll also notice I have the 21 on here, okay? The 21 is my purple line. If it breaks through my 21, for me, this is a major level of indicator that's telling me this is not staying inside of the range I want to be in. So let's look at this trade overall. So I got in the trade down here. I flip to my 5 minute. You can see it stays above the 9 EMA. We start to get heavy right up in here around this 12:35 all the way to 1 o'clock right in here. Now, this
You know
breaks
something,
through my
Coco?
9.
And this has to do with what you mentioned before. You see how this uptrend is steadily going up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got momentum and momentum. Normally, before it decides to switch, you'll see some type of consolidation. Starts going sideways and giving you candles of, the other side. Like right here, this is an engulfing candle to the downside, hitting that candle right there, letting you know, okay, I'm about ready to switch directions here. And it had a little momentum here with a backup, which could fake you out thinking it's going down, but then it came right back up. But look what it's doing. It's doing something different. It's not stepping up
perfect.
anymore. It's going to the side, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So,
And it's pulling down more, like it seems
right.
like especially the one in the middle, the red one in the middle.
Yep. So just, quick little, there's no quick answers. There's no right, wrong. Usually you'll see a little bit of consolidation. That'll be your first clue that it's switching.
9 EMA and holds, this is where I will start to shed. All right. So we can either shed when it pulls back to the 9. So you can see here, here, and these, right? You could shed when it does that, or you could wait till it comes down to the 21. Okay. So you could shed in this area right here. But as soon as this breaks below the 21 and holds, I'm out. I'm completely out of this position. Okay. So right here, meaning this is where I would kill this position. Somewhere around this 593 would be the absolute end all for me. I don't want to be in this trade anymore. Now, my rule is on pullbacks, I like to shed. And what do I mean by that? I mean, once it pulls
Eat some
back,
cookie.
then I want to take profits. Now, this did not pull back. This went flat. Okay. This pulled back. So this right here is a pullback. So if I had 10 contracts, I'll pull 50% off. If I have 100 shares, I'll pull 50 shares off. I do 50%, 20%, 20%, 10%, allow the last ones to run. But in this case, this would be my first pullback. There's 50%. Okay. This is my next pullback. There's 20 more percent. I have 30% left. And then right here is where it showed me it went completely out. So in this case, I'm just completely out of the trade. But you can see, excellent trade overall. You should have made a lot of money on that one. Remember, we first made our money on the double top pullback down to VWAP, turned into a cup and handle. I rode that right back up. I could have either bounced it on the scalp off of VWAP or waited for this beautiful A+ setup, which is to break again above this 584.20. And this is where I go long, entering and allow it to run all the way up that 9 until you see it start to fight in the 21. And if you look at it, it crossed back over down here and it never came back. So hope you guys enjoyed that trade. If you would, make sure you go to americandreamtrading.com, get signed up. We've got free Discords, a free Discord server you guys can get on, and some paid memberships where we train you all day long. Thank you for being.
All right. I see that Chad sent a super chat down there. I'm sure that Coach will appreciate that. That is amazing. Thank you so much for that. If you want to send a tip to me, however, the tip jar is the link that's down there that says host tip jar. I don't get the super chats. That's Coach, but I'm sure Coach will appreciate that. And I'm saying thank you on Coach's behalf. So that was a good video. I love that. That is absolutely amazing, dude. Coach spent a lot of time on that one. Anybody have any requests that they want to see? Videos on any particular thing?
Yeah, I'd like to know how to make money, like the math on TSLL. I realize that everybody's, I just have to do that. I have to figure out the math. Okay, if I buy this, I have this in my account. And if I buy this many shares, and like on a daily basis, because I'm going to run out of money really fast with $38 stock, if I'm buying 100 shares or something like that.
Well, what does TS?
But I guess it's not the money in the beginning. It's more about learning, right?
It is actually
TSLL pay versus your AMDs and all that. Is it 2x, a 1x, 3x?
I don't know. I don't know how. Like, I feel really stupid right now because I actually have a college degree, but I need to I need to do the math.
There's no
That's what I'm
such
talking
thing as
about, Mark.
stupid. You're just currently uneducated in those matters. That can be
That's it.
fixed. Remember, stupid's
I am.
forever. Uneducated can be fixed.
I like that, Mark.
You're
Yeah,
not. There's no
I love
stupid
it. Thank you.
questions.
Yeah, it's kind
There's
of
Well,
doctors and
embarrassing.
lawyers that can't do
yeah,
this, okay?
exactly.
So with
It's got
PhDs.
nothing to do with it. First time the brain surgeon went in there to dig around, crack a skull open, I'm sure he was nervous wreck too, but I'm not quite sure, even though he read about it, right? Till you actually get in there and start doing it. One thing
Yeah.
to read about it, it's another thing to do
Yeah.
it.
Right. And yeah, Coco, you're focused on the money again. And I know you need it, but you got to stop doing that. I'm just going to
Yeah,
kind of be a little bit, upfront with you on that one. You got to stop focusing on that. Don't worry about how many shares you need to buy. Buy one freaking share and learn the stock, learn its movements. You can size up when you're ready. Just learn the stock. And that way you can get in with a low position size and you may make a couple of pennies. It's not going to be much, but you're not after the money. You're after, when am I entering? Oh, when does it normally tend to? Oh, okay. And then you get to learn its habits and then you can trade it accordingly. Then you size up and take the money to the bank.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
just
You're totally right. Thank you for that
gotta
reminder
stick my
again
foot
and
up that ass,
again.
girl.
I
Just
know.
focus
I
on the
know.
process.
Um, Okay, and the other thing that I'm having a problem with, and
Hmm.
we don't have to do it today, but if other people in the chat, agree, is all the stops. I'm getting stopped out, and switching to the actual mechanics, like a switching to a trailing stop. There's another thing the other day when I added in. Then now I've got two orders with two stops, and I'm like, what the holy heck, I don't know. It gets more confusing, I guess.
I'm typing up stop loss stuff now for you. Trading with stop.
Yeah, and I can go on my own and do it.
That's actually a good one. Hold on. Because I'm sure there are other people down there who have that issue.
God, I felt so dumb. I was like, oh no. And then I got stopped out with the big one, and I didn't want that to happen. So, yeah.
And here's the thing. Coach tells you on the entry, just on the entry, start out with a 25 to 40% stop. That gives you room and to let the trade work just in case it does have a pullback. You know what I mean? And then you can adjust it accordingly. Once you're in the profit, you can start moving it up a little bit. I typically left it at like 30%. You know what I mean? And that way I'm not getting stopped out. I'm not so tight. But then as your profit starts to grow, you can draw it in a little bit closer and closer till it's like to 10% or 5%. And then if it kicks back, you've made all that profit. But don't start doing that until you get some profit under your belt.
Yeah, and if I'm doing it's just a regular stop, not a stop limit, then if it goes up, like say in the morning, it's a small stock, I'll try to get it over where I'm at as soon as possible, and then I just keep moving it up a little bit and a little bit. Is
Well,
that
you're
the
not
right
talking about
thing to
pre-market, you're
do?
talking about regular market, right?
Oh, well,
Yes.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, this is with the
Yep, because
smaller
they
stocks.
we
Yeah.
don't have stops in the morning. So but yeah, in
No,
the
no.
best time to try that is probably about 10 o'clock if you're going back into them and staying into them, because you don't want to trade in the first half hour. Um, because they're really volatile. You know what I mean? And then
Okay.
try to get with that 10 o'clock. Mark, you want to jump in there?
Well, I'm just saying, if you know how much if you're doing individual stocks, right? Is that what you're doing? You're not doing options, you're doing stocks, correct? Okay.
Yeah,
So are
yeah,
you
that's
aware
right.
of what the ATR is of any stock that you trade?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
it on my thing and on my chart, and
So
so
once it
I'm
climbs
getting.
into your profit to where you're going to start thinking about moving your stop, you could wait for it to break like through maybe up two levels before you slide your stop up to the level below that one. And as it breaks another level, then you can move it up your stop up to the next level as it breaks through another one, right? Then if you start to get nervous, then you can, if you see it starting to sputter a little bit, you may want to slide it up. But if not, just, once it goes up, whatever, right? If it goes up $1, well, then you can slide your stop off to lock in 50 cents of that profit, right? As long as you're maintaining the little bit more than average ATR to give it room to breathe as it moves up, right? Keeping your hand on the stop. So you got to let it go up before you get too crazy moving your stop. You're getting stopped out because you're getting it too tight. That's why, then you're done. Especially with a cash account, you're done for the day, right? Once you use all your settled cash. So you got to you got to resist the urge.
yeah.
And if you have a good chart with good levels on it, every level that you got on your chart is a decision point, right? If it's going up or down, however you're playing it, right? Well, you're going up. So as it breaks another level, then you say, okay, what am I going to do if and when it gets to this next level? Is that maybe a double top level or triple top? Oh, maybe I better tighten my stop up even more because that is a double top or a triple stop, triple top, right? Where it may
Full
not.
stop. I love it.
Yeah, and just kind of maybe tighten it up at those points. But if it's just a normal, like a double top or something, you got a little bit more leeway to keep your stops further away. Just resist that urge to slide it up too much. If you see consolidation, okay, that might be a good reason to tighten it up a little bit, right? Until it decides whether it's going to pull back or break through that level. That would be an area of concern, right? When you get into a consolidation on the upward motion on it. Okay, I might slide my stop up because this may be the end of it. It's going to drop, right? But it may break through, so you don't want to get too crazy sliding it up there. It sounds like I'm talking in circles, and I kind of am, but those are the decisions that you have to make during your trades, right? And that's the importance of having a good chart and knowing where your levels at, where your double tops are at, where your VWAP's at, where your 200 MA's at, knowing where all those things are. Are you using coaches indicators? That's another thing. That will help you stay in the trade longer. Also help you in your decision making of when maybe to get out if that's the case. So use everything that you have, and you're gaining that experience. You've come. Look how far you've came. I mean, crying out loud.
Yeah, big time.
You may not be where you want to be, but you'll get to where you want to be eventually. You're right now. You're the work in progress of the testimony of what you're about to become. So don't get too much in a hurry. You're putting too much pressure on yourself, and then you start making illogical decisions. Right?
Patience, a grasshopper.
She's not old enough to know that show.
Thank you for saying that, Mark.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Don.
She's not near enough old enough to know what that show is.
What show?
Kung Fu. David Carradine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know who
he
he
was,
is.
right? Patience grasshopper.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruno. I think that's Bruno. Bruno.
What up, people?
What up?
Big
How art thou?
Bruno. Everybody
Hey,
behave.
Bruno.
Bruno's in the house.
Wait a minute. I had a different. There we go. All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and get this stop video started. I found one for you, Coco. And hopefully we got some. What's up?
I could see Clark's a man of many words. What's up, Clark?
How you doing, sir? I'm doing well. I do have another question whenever we get a little time for me to speak.
Sure, go ahead.
I'm on my laptop. Well, I'm on my phone right now talking to you guys, but I have a laptop. Should I get a desktop? And then Coach has like 3 monitors, and I know some people just do it from their phones or tablets or whatever. But I'm a carpenter, and I believe the best equipment is set up for success. So, what would you get to start off with? And should I go out and get, you know, uh, a nice computer, a house computer, and 3 monitors, and get set up that way?
Best thing is to start with what you currently have and don't worry about it. Make do with what you got. Then once you see that you think you need something else, then consider investing in additional monitors. I got to the point where I was just doing it on my laptop, my regular MacBook Pro. And then I got to a point, well, I want to see a little bit more information for me. So then I got my better desktop. I bought a desktop. Then I had one monitor. I'm like, well, I get tired. I'm getting old. I can't really see as well as I like to. And so then I added another. Well, and then Bruno posted his setup, and it made me jealous. And I didn't, I'm not one to lose to another man, so I had to at least match him. And then that started a war. So now I'm up to 6. So
Holy cow!
you don't need all that crap though when it comes down to it. You really don't. I mean, it's nice to have an extra monitor for sure, right? But you don't need that to make money. One of the guys in our group, he's over 28 million. He's probably more than that now, but he did it all on a 400-year-old laptop that barely ran. Seriously, that's what he used to make his money. Don't think you do need all that stuff, especially if money's not an option and you got a good comfort level. Well, sure, go out and buy that Corvette if you want. You really need a Corvette? Living in North Dakota in the snow? Probably ain't exactly the ideal car. It don't mean you can't get one, right? So
I'm in North Carolina, so no.
Is your laptop fast enough as it is?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's fast enough, I would just stick to one right now, because too much information, way too fast at a young stage or a younger stage of trading. I would probably just stick to the one for now. But then once you're ready to kind of get more monitors and more things and more toys, you could definitely open up a help desk ticket, and we'll guide you. It comes down to 3 things: the processor, the memory, and your internet speed. Those 3 things are useful because TradingView takes up a lot of resources. It does take up a CPU and memory. It does take up a lot of resources. So you want to make sure that you can handle running a Zoom call, running TradingView and Webull at the same time, and anything else you got going on. Because once you get bogged down and your computer starts acting all crazy, then you're going to run into issues trying to get out of trades or getting into trades. So those are the 3 pieces of criteria or specs that you need to worry about, is those 3 things.
All right, well, I don't have to worry about internet speed. I'm on Spectrum.
Perfect. So you got one of 2 down, 1 of 3 down.
I don't know. I would have to call my friend who actually works for them, and he could tell me.
Yeah, well, the best way to do it is just run all the programs at the same time. Get on a Zoom call, get on TradingView and Webull all at the same time, and open up a browser and do all the things, and have everything up and running. If nothing is affected, then you're good. But if you need a better system or a new laptop or desktop, you just open up a ticket, and we'll get you the specs you need. At least we'll give you the minimum, and then we'll give you even what we have in terms of me, Mark. What kind of memory, what kind of speeds. It's going to be something ridiculous, so I don't want you to freak out because it's going to be a couple $1,000s. But there are other systems you can get that are entry level that will work just fine.
Okay, thank you.
How did Coach get us?
And for the record, my system is better than Bruno's, just so you know.
I highly doubt that, but okay.
Yeah, I doubt it. All I have is my Mac Studio. That's all.
My laptop I'm on right now will put Mark's desktop to shame. So just FYI.
Yeah.
How did Coach get those circles the other day, Bruno? Do you know how to do that?
Refresh my memory. What circles we talking about?
When we were on the live the other day, Coach had us all look like we were all circles instead of these squares and these boxes. Do you know? He said something about customize. You know how to do that?
Let me get on Restream real quick and see if I could see it. Hold on.
Okay.
Because I don't stream, so I don't have much play with it. So
I'm gonna go ahead and start the video, gang. And
Ange says
What?
she has 8 screens now. Come on, Ange.
Oh, Ange.
Talk about making me feel small. I tell you.
8 bell rings for Ange. Way to go, girl. Way to outpiss the dudes in the weeds.
Yeah. You either run with the hounds or get on the porch and piss with the puppies. I guess I'm on
That's
the
right.
porch.
That's right. Future trader. What up?
What's
Hey,
up?
how are
He's
you?
got some monitors.
Good. How about yourself?
I'm good.
Sorry about that.
How many monitors do you have, Future? You got a bunch too, don't you?
No, I'm down to one right now.
Oh, and you're successful that way too, right?
Excuse me. What's that?
And say you're successful with one monitor, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing all right. A lot of times I'm at work in the morning when I'm training with them guys in the morning.
Yep.
I go in real early, and then I just to be in there. It's awesome,
That's cool.
and you're killing it, Mark.
Mark is wiping up the futures.
I know. I was like, "Oh, right, man. I see what he did on Thursday. Was it Thursday or what day was we off?"
Yeah,
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. I'm like, all right, Mark's in there. I'm like, cool.
How much you up to now, Mark? I gotta know if you don't mind
He
saying.
is killing it.
It's up enough that I don't want to discuss it anymore. How's that?
Can you text it to me? That would just for me, because I know where you started from. So I'm like,
Let's just say the last time I said publicly it was 16x.
I know that. That's why you gotta let me know, dude. Because I'm like, he's gotta be a 12. That is, I have to admit, that is what is really fueling me. I'm like, wow. And I realized that you
Don't compare.
no, I'm not. But I know you
Mm,
paper traded for like weeks before you did that. So that's the footsteps I want to follow. And I want to get in on the paper trading and learn it. You know what I mean? But
Ange
that's
is my
inspiring.
hero. That's who
That
you need
is,
to motivate yourself off of Ange.
and well, you know, I modern and started my ass getting back into the rules and to begin with,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So
Yep.
yeah, and just
Yeah,
the
Mark, he's
shit.
doing great. I mean,
$10 at a time. $10 at a time. Rinse and repeat.
I mean, it helped. I was already in futures for a while, for years, but coming to this, American Dream Trading, that really upped it up big time. So I love it. I love the morning
glad to-
too. 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh my gosh, I love it.
yeah,
It's like
it's
addicting.
it's a good time. It's a
Oh,
good
it
time.
is.
It's a good time to learn. It's not a whole lot of white noise going on. It's just a good time to sit down and focus and learn what these stocks do and how to basically enter a trade, you know?
Yeah, and you got Nate. He's incredible. It's just you could tell it's it. He's true guy. He's true, and and he's willing
Oh
to help
yeah.
anybody and everybody. And the guy don't have to. It's the amazing thing. The guy's a multi millionaire, and he still goes out of his way to help. Unbelievable.
Yes, he does.
I know, I know. I think that all the time. I feel so blessed, and for all of us, there's like about I think around 70 of us usually there in the morning. And he said, I want every single person. My goal this year is to make sure every single person in this room is successful and knows and gets what I get. And I'm like, right
Yeah,
on.
That's
I hear him always watching out for Dawn. That's amazing. He usually calls Dawn first. I'm like,
he's
Oh,
like
he
a big
loves
Dawn,
brother,
her.
you
where's
know.
Dawn?
He's like a big brother. He has really, really been a good friend to me. We talk offline, and a lot of times he'll just call and check in on me, and he'll be like, did you trade today? What'd you do? You do okay? And I was always from day one that he started doing that because this all started last year when I went through that whole car thing, and he helped me out with some stuff financially. And we just got to talking, and he's like, I'm gonna, really make sure that you get this because you know what you're doing. You just need to hone in on a few pieces, and I want to help you do that. So I'm like, I'm open to the help, and he gets it straight from coach. I get it straight from coach. So we're all on the same page. He
Yeah.
just picked it up and dumbed it down even more for those of us that had no experience trading. So he's like, I want to make sure that you get it. So yeah, I appreciate him, and he will do that. And a lot of people think he's hard on Christina. He does that with Christina because he knows she's a good trader.
Yeah.
And he knows that he asked me yesterday, offline, did you check on Christina? How's she doing? And I've checked on her. She's dealing with her mom, just FYI for everybody. She's dealing with a lot of issues with her mom. So, she'll be back. She'll get it together and she'll be back. She's just dealing with some stuff right now, but she's
Yeah.
okay, Yep, spoke to her yesterday.
Well, I'm glad he's not calling me asking me what I'm doing.
Well, yeah.
He's not calling me saying, "How'd you do today?"
I made sure I was
Do I need to
transparent
fess
too.
up?
And you know what? I gotta say something. I'll go ahead and play the video. I gotta say that I hated being utterly transparent and completely honest some of those times because I could hear the disappointment in his voice when I did stupid shit. And there was a time when I thought Nate might give up on me, really, because it was like, and he stopped calling for a while. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? You're on an island now. You gotta really, it was me. He realized I can't make you do the right thing. I can't be there to pull your hand off the mess. And if you're gonna keep doing stupid shit after I'm trying to help you, he never said this, but I could hear it, I could feel it. I felt bad, and I'm like, I gotta really stop doing dumb shit, using rent money and losing half of it, having to make excuses to my landlord why I have to only pay a portion of the rent. It just got to be really, really stupid, and I turned into somebody that I didn't even know who I was. And I had to kind of pull it together. And Nate was a big part of that. This group was a big part of that, So, yeah. But it'll take you places, Coco. I'm telling you, it'll take you places you don't want to go. That's why I'm so cautious with you, and so is he, that we don't want to see you go down that road. And when you focus on the money and use it for income, that's exactly what happens. It's inevitable. It really is. I hate to say that, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
You really have to put it,
I'm
yeah,
not
you
going
got to
to.
have another source of income and just use it as a side thing until you get it to a point where you can do it in your sleep. Then size up and go for broke, when you're able to have mastered the process. And I'm still mastering it. I'm getting it righter and righter and righter every day, but I'm still in that growth spurt of getting that right. And I'm no longer, I got $100 over my Weeble, and I'm trading that money over and over. I'm not doing any bill money, and that's how I was able to get shit caught up because I stopped doing that. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you. I'm not doing that
man,
anymore.
it's a road you really don't want to go down.
I don't need high blood pressure.
It'll give you that. It'll give you that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we got a stop loss video here that I found, and we're gonna take a quick gander. Let me go ahead and get it full screen for us. Okay, there we go.
By the time it showed up that the stock is purchased and I
Uh-huh.
try to put a stop, it was already halted to the downside.
Yep. There's the issue. I'm about to help you right away. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You have to put the stop in at the same time you buy it. So let's say we were trading this trade. Okay. This is what it would look like for me if I'm using Webull. I always do market orders on shares just because I want to get the price. I don't care what it's at. I want it now. I put in my stop loss right here. At the time of purchase, I can tell it by price Hold on. Let me see if this. Yeah, this is why. If you do a limit order, you can change it by percentage or by price. If you do it by market, you can only tell it by price. But do you guys see like this right here? I already have a stop in. I already say, hey, if I'm going to buy 100, I want my stop at this price. It will automatically, at the same time when I click buy, it puts in a stop order. Do you see that? This is how you protect yourself. Right there. See it? Then what will happen on here, Adib? You know what I'm going to show you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to do this live for you. So right here, 377. I'm going to make this a bigger stop just so I can move this around. Right here, buy. See it? I'm in. Here's my stop. Now I can immediately move my stop to wherever I want. Boom, done. Right here.
Right, right.
Where I want. Everybody see it? Everybody see what I'm doing? Now I can move my stop above what I paid. Boom, profitable trade. Move my stop above what I paid. Boom, profitable trade. Everybody see what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Move my stop up. There you go. Just made money.
Yeah, that's a better. Should have done it.
Done. Done.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate your help.
You got it, partner.
Wow, Coach. Thank you very much. So helpful.
PBM consolidating. This is bullish so far. This has to stay up above 3924 here. What I'm going on, everybody, is these two bodies. See these bodies? And right here, this is so far support. If it breaks that, I don't want nothing. Boom. I don't want nothing to do with it. Right? See it? Now what I'm doing is now I'm looking for a buy order. Here we go. This touched 373 with support. Right here, I'm going to do a small entry here. See if we can get a bounce. If it doesn't, I'm going to get out immediately. If we get a bounce right here, come on. I'm barely making money. It's like $5-10 at a time. Boom, I'll take that though. Sold it at 30. Let me see what I got out of it. 1,000 shares off the bounce of 373. Let me flip my screen. It was tiny, but that's because it was sitting here. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, I made 15 whole dollars on that trade. This was the buy. This was the sell. See it? Just like that. That was nice. And now look at it. It keeps pushing up here. That was this 373. This is where I picked it up. Bounced. Boom. And it went all the way up to 417, which is its high of day area. See it? So this is resistance. And this is support. This is where we live.
Tesla, it's having a pullback. Are you waiting for it to break the high before you would get in again, or?
Oh, are you just scalping it?
The only trade I took today.
Oh, I got you. I mean, Tesla's had, you had the entries here, 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 and now you'd have to wait for around 247 for the next entry. See it? 247. Otherwise, you were just waiting for a break a high at 250, and then you can hammer it to the upside with a stop short. Ted, yeah, you could scalp on VWAP, but the problem with it right here is it's a 199.20 to a 199.53 cent move. You're right. So it's a 30-cent move. Do you see it?
Yeah.
So that's the only unfortunate thing is you have this. This is the range, but your risk is it's so tight that it's. I literally, if I was sitting on Apple waiting for this move, I'd wait for this break of 199.53 to the up, or down here on this triple bottom, wait for it to collapse. That would be the move for me if I was going to scalp Apple. It's just not enough. There's just not enough meat on the bones there at 20 cents.
I
Just
like
look
that.
through the chat. There's so many people here. Welcome, guys.
What was the name of that video? That was incredible.
That was. I will put that in the chat for you. You can copy the link.
There was that last sentence he said. I do that all the time. Look to see if there's enough meat on the bone before I enter the trade. You can enter a trade anytime you want, but is it really worth it? Is it going to go up if you're a penny away from it breaking through another level? Is it really worth jumping in if it's only going to go up that next part of that next level and reject? So you got to make those decisions too before you enter a trade.
Yep, it's called live trading with stops.
Okay. And I'm assuming it works the same if you're doing limit as opposed to market. You know, when you're buying, because he's doing a limit buy. I mean, I don't know. I mean a market. I meant a market. I usually don't do market.
Yeah, I'm just the opposite. I do everything market because I want to
Yeah,
get
me
in, get
too.
out. It's a personal preference. That's
Interesting.
all. It's not one's better than the other. You're actually better off for you to determine what price you want, right? Rather than letting a flat market order do it, because you don't know what kind of fill you're going to get when you click at fill at market. But
Well, when I do last, Mark, it's always terrible anyway. I usually have to go down a few
if
cents.
it's just moving up steadily, it's not really that bad. It's what it. If you try to jump in on a gigantic gamma candle, yeah, you're going to get a lousy fill because the thing's moving so fast, right? But if it's just a normal every day in and out movement on it, it's not, you know, it's just how you want to look at it, I guess, more than anything. So in futures, I do
Okay.
almost all exclusively market orders in and out, in and out, in and out. That's just me though.
I put the
Okay.
link to the video we just watched down in the chat for anybody that wants to bookmark that and watch it over and over again to help you out. Vegan Knowledge, what's up? She is here. What are you on your lunch break? She is here working.
She is my favorite. Where's she at? I want to say hi to her.
You leave her alone.
I don't know if I ever told you, but she's the favorite of the two that lives in that house that you're
You
in.
stay away from her.
What do you?
Stay away, Mark.
You're not very confident in yourself, are you? If you think I could.
Actually, I am. I am.
know
Somebody said that once. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't worry. I don't worry. Bucko, Chris D. Is that Chris D? Oh my God, Mark. Chris D is down there. When's the last time we heard from him?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him yet. All I heard you just say his name. Is he going to come up and say hi?
Chris, come up and say hi. Doug Wilson, Memphis. I said Bucko, right? Pebbles. Hey, Pebbles. I see you. John L. Doug Wilson.
Feel free to kick me out.
Nah, you're not getting kicked
You
anywhere,
know?
young lady. Miranda, what's up, baby girl? Santiago, Freddie, the freeloader, what's up? We got a lot of people. Ann just down there. Chad S. Good to be what? Good to be Joanne. What's up? Good to be Joanne. I love that name. I love that too. Good to be Joanne. I wish I was Joanne. Crypto Pirate. He came up here last night, Mark. I don't know if you saw that replay, but he is
I did watch the replay while what was I doing? I watched it this morning while I was doing the VIP Gold newsletter. Now I'm listening to you while I'm doing the futures newsletter.
I think we might have somebody that might be good for crypto for us right there.
Mm-hmm. Damon?
Jeanette, get your butt up here. What's up? Mikey, what's happening? Rex, what's going on, Rex? Is that our Rex? Want, Rex? Rex kills me when he does that in the morning. Dane Ogle, that's a new name. He said, gang, what's up? Portuguese, Flying Stew. Ken C, what's going on? Wildcat 027, what is happening? Welcome. Issy A was here. And looks like John Field. Is that Fields? Yep, John Fields. Welcome, everybody. Please make sure you're keeping up with the likes, too. We got 40 likes. That's amazing. Cool. Because at one point, we had like 20 people and like one like. 47 people in here. Welcome, guys. We are watching some videos on this afternoon, getting some learning and some training. Anybody else want any particular type of video? Want me to pull it up and take a quick gander at it. We just did stops for Coco. How about 2-minute EWO training versus scalping? I love that one. That was Coach's favorite.
99.998764825% of all people should be doing a 2-minute EWO strategy. Even those who refuse to give up scalping should do it anyway. Ange.
Did you hear him? Okay, there we go. 2-minute EWO versus scalping. Coach said Thursday this was like, if he had to pick a favorite video, this would be it.
I remember when I first joined the ATT, I was getting confused scalping with 2-minute EWO.
You and a lot of us.
Yeah.
That I think that probably features one of the biggest hangups that happened to new traders that came to the group. Confused and trying to make.
Mark. I agree with Mark 100%. Everybody should be doing 2-minute EWO.
By the way, I think Chris is trying to get in here, but the restream link needs reposted for ones just joining.
We will put it down there.
And why don't you have it in your video description again, Don, for those who didn't hear it?
Because Restream has a glitch in their system that when I put it in before the show is actually live, it's got a section in there that says new event, and it makes you log in as a host or some crap that goes on behind the scenes. Miranda was telling me about it. So I just wait until the stream actually is live and post that link. That one lets you right in.
The link is pinned to the comments at the top.
I pinned the ADT. Did you replace it? Bruno? You hear me? Bruno! What am I doing here? Oh, I think I heard somebody try to come in.
I don't hear Bruno.
Oh, well. Let's do it to it. And I will repost that.
Oh, this is going to be a good video.
Now, here's what's crazy. If you look at my screen, you see what I had marked here, this 1130.83. Remember, this was our double top. It broke through. It hit resistance, pulled back to previous. This is now support. Broke through, busted through resistance. Why? Because it was extremely fast to get back here, and now you're going to be testing new high day. Watch. Am I right? Isn't this everything you guys are trained on, right? This is the whole thing.
Yeah. Perfect again, a perfect shedding example, you know?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. The whole thing. This is the whole thing. Now, the only thing that I would like to see a little better was it would have hit here. It would have formed a little cup and handle. Then it would have broke through, hit resistance, then support, then came up, broke through resistance. I would have liked that because right here, if we were scooping up puts right here, we would have had to immediately get out once it broke loose. But because you're master scalpers, you already know if it breaks through the double top, go ahead and hammer that pig. You would have drove up to this side. You would have seen these double cell candles. You would have drove it back down to support. You'd have hammered the calls right here. You'd have been back up into resistance. You'd be watching this whole area, and now we're going to pull back right back down to where we were previous at 1130.83. Right? This was a seller's candle again. It did the same thing right here. See this? These are cells. See how they're really long and it pushes it down? Those are sellers.
Yeah, wicking through is not breaking and holding.
That is
Everybody
correct.
needs to mute their mics, please.
See now right here, especially for you newer people that are tuning in right here. Believe it or not, this is a bounce of VWAP. Oh, coach, but it didn't touch it. It was off by 6 cents. That's because the professional traders will get in earlier than waiting till that exact moment, because they're smart enough to realize if they wait, they might miss the boat, right? This is a bounce of VWAP, even though it was off by 5 or 6 cents. Does this make sense, everybody? I talk about this every day. Just like up here, think about it. So this, now look, you see how this is off? It didn't directly hit this, did it? Nope. So guess what? On a triple top, it's going to be here. It doesn't need to be up here. It's going to be before it, right? And this will be a triple top here. X marks the spot, not up here. So everybody up here in Apple, I sold here, I sold here, I sold here. It bounced around. It came all the way back up. And I sold the last one right here. So this was 2, 1, 1, 1. It broke down to V.
What is going on right now with those hot
Yeah,
mics?
somebody,
Come on.
please, everybody, mute your mics. Hey, Coco, you see this section right here?
I do.
Consolidation before it went up.
There you go.
Yep.
To VWAP, which is where I said, guess what? I didn't want to sweat all the way from here to here with that last contract. This would have gone green to red on my trade, where now I would just now be breaking even or still a little red because I took all the damage of the downside. There's no reason to do that, right? So right in here, right? Little double top. This is what we need to really be cautious of. And this is why I always tell you, before you click that buy button, you better look at the history to know what's going on. If you would have bought calls up here, riding this FOMO, well, coach said if it breaks through VWAP and it's above the 200 and the 2-minute EWO still looks okay, even though this would have been a scalp, because technically you should be in down here on a 2-minute EWO, which actually would have been here, and you'd have made all your money, and then you would have never entered, because then you broke through VWAP and you still wouldn't be in this trade, and you'd be waiting for it to change color. But anyways, this would be a scalp. So, but your scalp, you'd be looking at it going, hey, should I be buying longs on a double top?
Texas
F
tag
no,
title.
we don't do that. You don't buy longs on a double top, right? And then check this out. You would have been rewarded with getting your ass handed to you on these blood red Widowmakers. See them? That's why these double top puts are my favorite, because of this blood red. And as soon as Gamma would have slowed down right there, I'd have been out. And I would have made ass loads of money. And you guys got a little bit of 2-minute EWO versus scalping, when to use it, when not to, all inside of that little training class.
That is some textbook learning right there.
Yeah, that's really good. Really good.
Got another one up here. It's called Profitable Day Trading Strategies. Digging into the archives today.
Make sure your mics are muted, please. Thank you.
No, thank you, Bruno. You're amazing.
Just do a mass mute. That way you ain't got to worry about it.
I wish they had that button. They don't have it. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, and the other thing too, right? Going into the what I would put more weight into is, you know, what did the candle do? So you're right. So if you look at this wick, those are sellers, right? That little wick. But if you look at this body of the previous candle, you see how this body is lower than this? This is called an engulfing candle. This one, see it? This engulfing candle is a bearish engulfing candle. It is, the body is larger and more apparent to the downside than it is anything else. See it right here? So if we were looking at the candles, just the candles themselves, this is also another good, clear indicator. See this? Look at how the body is lower on the red candle than it was this green one. See it here? Hope you
Yes,
guys.
Coach.
Yep.
A quick question on Amazon right now. Look like it's topped up almost 4 times. They got rejected.
Yeah, I see it. But so like
Is
this.
that
So, all right. Perfect example, Amazon. This is a shit trade all day, right? This is a stock I would not be watching all day. Can anybody tell me why?
It's flat.
Yeah,
Too much chop.
I would.
Consolidating. I give
Yeah,
you
it's-
work. Consolidating all day.
Yeah, it's trash, partner. I would not be looking at Amazon at all, right? Hold on.
There is no price action.
Yeah, there's nothing happening at all. So we're talking about all these other trades and double tops and nice, big, beautiful moves. Look at Amazon. You see VWAP? It like cannot figure out what it wants. I got you. How about this though? How about I give you this one instead? G-Sun, double top, $7. Break a $7. Hammer that pig home. Otherwise, look for a pullback on G-Sun. Yes? See the cup?
Sounds good.
Now listen. Look at how perfect this was. So if any of you were staring at G-Sun all day, isn't this VWAP?
A WM triple top.
Here we go. Look, master class again. Look, it's like all day long. We'll just call this master class.
Yeah. Support. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just call this master
Okay,
class.
that's weird. I just
day.
typed a Vinny and heard
Okay.
his voice on the video.
Isn't this VWAP? Even though it didn't touch VWAP, it was off by 2 cents. Isn't this VWAP? Yep. And don't we long on VWAP?
Yes.
Great. And isn't this a double top?
Yes.
And what do we do on it? What is the double top indicating?
Short.
Yep. Yep. And why is that?
Resistance.
That's right. That's right. And what is it doing right now?
Pulling back.
Making money. And where is it? And where is it going to?
VWAP probably.
G-Sun again, right? Starting to get volume. And what do you know? Bounced off of VWAP again, starting to climb back up. Just remember, the more times it touches, the more likely it will eventually break through. Because every time it touches, these are considered retests. It's retesting a previous level until at some point it breaks through, okay? So the more times it touches, the better your odds are eventually it's going to break through. And this is when I tell you guys to hammer it, right? Because that is when it has told you, hey, it's now the time to go the other way, because this would be support calls, support call, support call. Support did not, it broke through, boom, cancel that bad boy, hammer it to the downside, right? But until that happens, we still trade the trade every time until it shows us the difference, right? So here's a winner, winner, winner. Immediately, this would have went to a loser, which your stop would have triggered, and you would have flipped the other way, and you would have, instead of this little loss, would have made this monster win. Make sense? So again, trade the trades, do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. Don't try to outsmart the system. That's not how it works at all. Trade the damn trades. All right.
Anybody catch Vinny interrupting a master class with a call out? Don't do that.
It's funny.
How about some level 2?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's see.
Don, this is amazing. You're so unbelievable to be doing this.
Oh, thank you, Coco. Anything I can do to help us get better, you know what I mean?
Hey Don, can you get any closer, please?
What?
Come closer to the screen. I can't see you. Come closer. 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 Come closer. Come closer.
No.
Come
No.
closer. I want you inside my living room. Come on.
There we go. He is such a smart ass. Don't laugh at him. You should see some of the terrible memes he sends me. Oh my god. No, have you no scruples?
Oh, this
You've
ought to
been
be
part of this group.
What's that?
I said this ought to be some meat and potatoes.
Yep. Yeah, I don't eat that. Here we go. Level 2 strategies on tap.
All right, CERS. Let's take a peek. We got a wall level of resistance at 310, so every 10 cents. Support is at 277. Notice what I do when I'm trading this pre-market. Do you guys see how I'm drawing the lines using the L2 along with what's happening?
Yes, sir.
So I use everything in combination. So the first thing, of course, is I'm looking at, right, I'm like, hey, here's a wick, here. So we know this is going to be a level. You can see it's touched every one of these. Then I come over here and I go, okay, what's going on? How does it correlate to what I have drawn out? And then I start moving to help me gauge where I should be looking at entry points. So right here has got a good base set up at 288. So 288 is showing support with 2,000 shares. 3, of course, was our top level of resistance with 310. So I go through all this now, 277. So it's moving down. You see how this got bought out at 280. Now it's at 277. But you're on VWAP, right? So it has to hold. If it can't, guess where we're going? 270. Now look at, you see how 277 disappeared? It got bought, and then it just came back. See it here? So that's not good for me. When I see it disappear like that, that doesn't give me a huge confidence level. Now, I can tell you in a minute, I'll be trading off of VWAP here if it can hold. If this can bounce, pop back up. But right now, the sellers are in place. Look at your L2s.
Yep.
See how many sellers are stacked? Yeah, that's a lot of sellers right there. Everybody see all these sellers in the L2?
Yep.
That means that's a no bueno. So what we're looking for is a good, strong level of support. We're looking for a big buyer to say, hey, I got confidence, somewhere in here. You know what I mean? Once I see that, that'll give confidence for support, and then I'll look at entry. Right now, I don't touch this thing. This is a runaway train that'll just run you over. I'm looking for support or buyers to start flying in 250. 250 is the new support, but look how far away it is. 260. You see how it's climbing? It's now at 266. Do you see how this is climbing a bit? That's bullish. A lot of sellers still, though, not touching this yet. Remember, we don't get in the way. And right now, the trend is down. So you don't get in the way of that train, right? Meaning don't touch it yet. Is everybody on the same page with me here? 250 is being bought up. Right there, 5,000 to 250. But do you see there's too many sellers. It's still trending down. There's nothing happening here. This is where a lot of you will try to get in too early, right? And then you'll get wrecked. So you got to be very careful. Now, look over here at the L2. You see this 260? Major level. If I start seeing 260 get bought out and then this runs up, I'll pop in for quick amount. See the 260? Right here, your first level of it slowed down and stopped. See it here? Now we're at 258 support. Right here, I'm buying in. Small sample, though, on this one. I'm going to do 500 shares. I'm going real small right here. That got bought out so quick. This is why if you're going to go against the grain, do not put any weight at all in there. You got to go real tiny, okay? Because we just want to just a taste, just to see. And then if it does, go my way, I can add in. But if it doesn't, I'm not hurting, right? I mean, I'm already up. Yeah, I'm up right now. I'm up $10. I know it's not a lot, but it's a good trade so far, right? So at 500 shares, total risk.
I feel
completely
stupid. I just paused it to say that was a huge nugget he dropped. I was on mute. That was a huge nugget he dropped right there. Small position sizes really, really help you trade and trade with the process and not worry so much about what you're making. You know what I mean? It really makes a lot of sense, and it helps, to actually do it and not just hear it.
He just said, right now we're going bankrupt. And it goes to zero. My cost is $1,290. That's it. All in. I'm actually going to flip my screen so you guys can watch this in real time. You see this? I'm up $20 on this small trade. Real small. I'll set up with the next stack if I want to buy in. If not, I'll be quick over here to sell. I'm going to add here now. Now I'm up $40. You guys can see I just added in. Yes. Now what I do is I click my button. I go sell all. That way I'm prepared anytime I want to click this button to sell. And I'll be out. And right there, I'll just take my quick money. There it is, $60. Guys, see it?
Yeah, so he must have that on a separate screen. I just can't fit everything on one screen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christopher, for the tip. I appreciate you, brother. That was amazing. Yeah, well, Coach has got those huge OLED like screens. He's got like 2 of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Pro volume analysis. Oh, here we go. Exit strategies, Coco.
Marry well. I'm kidding, right?
I do. Oh man, you are not right. We could not go out drinking.
No.
Come on, here it is. There we go.
Thank goodness I'm not a drinker. None of us could get up in the morning.
I know, I'm not. I'm not either.
Me either. Like a half a glass of wine and I'm
done.
Yeah, me too.
1 beer, I'm on the floor.
Yeah, I'm up singing karaoke.
Okay, there we go. Let's see what's going on with the exit strategies. And we're probably going to go ahead and wrap up at about 3 o'clock. That'll be 2 hours. I'll let you go ahead with the rest of your day. I appreciate everybody being here. Let's get some exit strategies in.
So if I see a big wall somewhere, like I already know. So right now, we know there's this large amount of sellers at 1860, right? So if this pops back up around 1860, which is right here, this is where the sellers are sitting. They're also sitting at $18, but we already know that. Can somebody tell me real fast why everybody would be sitting around 18? That's correct. So it's a whole number, and you're correct. You're right. Every half. So 1850, 1950, but it's a whole number, right? People gravitate towards that number. And this is why my professional traders in here, right, in training, I tell you guys, don't do it at the whole number. Do it just before if you're going to the top, because you want to think about it. Think about this for a minute. If everybody you know is sitting at $18, right, all the rookie traders, wouldn't we want to get out at like 1796?
Yes.
Because otherwise we're otherwise we're in this pool waiting to get sold, right? This is why when it gets close to a number, and I tell you guys it can be off by a couple cents, is because of this reason. They don't go to the penny a lot of times. Now, obviously, smaller penny stocks can, because, it's pretty much right to the damn penny. But if you're doing this with SPY can be off, $2, right? If you're doing something bigger like SPX, it can be off $20 because it's, $4,000. So the larger amount of price of the share, the bigger the variance is going to be, right? When it comes down to those support and resistance levels, because people will be getting in and out of there sooner because of the dollar value. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is why if you guys ever see me and it's running to the upside and I'm like, hey, there's going to be, a hard level of resistance at 18, I sell it early because I don't want to get stuck in the 18Q or never get out and then boom, knife drop. Right here, if we start to look at the average amount of the size of the shares, which is in this column to buy, and of course this column to sell, but I'm looking at right here in the buyers. You see how there's 200, 400, 100, 2,000, 1,000, 100, 400. So when I looked at this earlier, I told you guys it could support around 100 to 300 safely, right? That you'd be able to get in and out of, because look at it. If I bought in 1,000, I'm going to have a harder time trying to sell that than if I have 100 to 300, right? Yep. Now there's your pop above 18 again, right?
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was good.
Any requests of any strategies anybody want me to pull up?
Don, do you have the video with the L2 with actual Nate talking? If not, I'll go see if I can get it.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Okay. This one might be interesting. Pro volume analysis. And the reason why I say that is because we are constantly, realizing that volume is the gas that makes the car go, right? So I've learned a lot about that lately with what I've been doing, because one thing I picked up from Ange is she told me I never trade stocks that don't have volume. Even when I see somebody else do it, I don't follow. I don't do it, because she has grasped that concept that you need volume in order to make money, right? In order to see the stock go. If you want to make money, you got to have volume. So I think that'll be a good one while Bruno is pulling that up to take a look at what Coach is talking about on that one. So hold on 1 second. And I just heard somebody else come in. Oh. Alrighty. Let Mark back in. Would you have to do some market research?
I don't know. I lost my sound for some reason, so I just left and came back in.
Let's see here.
You
You
from
started
Ted lately?
Who?
Ted? I haven't heard.
Yes. Yes, actually, he was in here, earlier this week.
I missed it.
Yep.
Yeah, he was in there like every day. I haven't heard him in a while.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing.
Gotcha.
There we go. Doing his own thing. Said he'll pop back in from time to time to check on us, though, and he did the other day. It was really cool to have him in here.
He's still trading though, isn't he?
Oh yeah. He came in, he was trading. He was giving us strategies and some stuff he's been looking at, and if we wanted to check it out. Yeah. Shout out to Ted. All right. Pro volume analysis, mastering key candle patterns and level 2 strategies.
This typically shows a reversal. This candle push down is also saying all the sellers are driving it to the downside, yet it continued to climb up. Do you see it?
Right. That's why I marked it, because
So honestly, on this one, if you were just staring at these
Shout out to TJ.
candles, right? This would have told you to
That's a blast
to
from the
get out.
past.
And it did not work out that way. That's why you can't put all of your weight into those candles, right? So volume saved the day on this one because more buyers came in. I mean, look at this whole thing. So you had buyers that pushed this candle up. Then you had a doji, which should have spelled reversal, which means everybody started selling right here. And then it just spiked up to the upside anyways, right? So especially in pre-market, I'm really just paying more attention to volume coming in. How much is it working? What kind of news catalyst was it? Especially the
You guys caught that, right? All us pre-marketers. Volume is huge in the pre-market. If you don't have it, that thing is going to pop. It's going to drop. You know what I mean? Volume, when it has a good amount of volume, and I'm talking 100K or more, nothing under that. Don't even like entertain it until it hits 100K, triple digits. You know what I mean? And preferably 500K to $1 million is where you want to actually consider entering at. But and of course, all of this is training and education purposes only. None of us are financial or tax advisors, none of that. And we're paper trading. But yeah, 100K, start looking at it. 500 to $1 million, 500, you want to kind of start juicing it up. $1 million, that's, hey, this thing is going to run for a minute. And preferably under a 5 million free float, because that moves it even better.
The news, right? The news is always going to be the biggest thing. Think about that. When you get big news like that, even if people are running around trying to sell off and do this weird little stuff, it doesn't matter. I mean, look how quick the buyers came right back in there, and then they try to sell it off, and then the buyers came right back in there again.
Yep.
Now, what you really need to be concerned about are these candles. Do you see this and this? This signifies no more volume in here. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
That's more what you need to be scared of than anything else. The reason that is that without volume, this doesn't move anymore. So that means if a seller comes in here and dumps this thing, there's probably not enough volume to buy it up, right? So you're more concerned with this garbage than any of these in the pre-market.
And that's usually when you'll see a buyer waiting down at the bid with a low price ready to catch it when it falls. That's when you'll see those levels appear. They watch it just like we do, guys. When they see the volume drop out, they start putting in those low bid orders because they know it's going to drop down to them and they can get in cheaper.
They're not candles, but they're lines.
Yep.
These are a sign nobody's buying and selling now. Nobody's in there buying and selling Tupperware right at this moment. Here's the thing. It's more than consolidation, which is a sideways movement. These are worse. These are way worse. There's no body to handle. There's no body, right? No body, meaning a line. There's no volume right here. There's nobody buying and selling this thing. Do you see it?
Yep.
So when you
no body equals nobody.
Start getting dashes, that's a really bad sign that volume is gone. And let me show you previous. Here's the thing. There's a lot of space between now and $2.50. There is a ton of space. So let me, so no, it shouldn't be. Like right now, I could single-handedly come in here, buy 10,000 shares and drive this up, right? Because there's no buyers. But what I want to show you these dashes. You see all this? This is all garbage. Do you see all their lines? They're not candles. There's no volume, right? That's bad. So when you start seeing this garbage in the pre-market, you really need to pay attention to it because there's nobody in here. That means even looking at the L2, look at how nothing's moving. You see, typically when you're watching fast volume coming in, you guys are seeing all these numbers constantly changing, right? You can just see data flowing in, data flowing out, right?
That was a banger.
All right, whose mic is muted and whose is not?
I'm gonna put that one down in the chat. Guys, you definitely need to review these videos that I'm putting in the chats because they're cheat codes. American Dream Trading Pro Volume Analysis. Let's see if that'll pull it up. No, that's not the one we just looked up. This one says volume analysis, but it's probably the same thing. So I'll send that one. All right. Anybody want to add before we get out of here?
Thank you for hosting.
Aw, you're welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much, Don.
You're so welcome, everybody. Glad
You're the
you guys
best.
could make it. Glad you got something out of it. I put a few videos down there in the chat for you guys to click on that we looked at today. And hopefully you can use them and watch them this weekend over and over again and go through some of the other stuff. Remember, Coach has got a ton of playlists. If you want to focus on any one specific strategy, look for it in the playlist section. You may have 5 or 6 or 1,000 videos just on that one topic. So they're very good playlists. Go take advantage of them. And they just keep going and playing. You don't have to worry about stopping and starting anything. They just play one right after the other. Right?
The tip jar has been pinned to the top of the comments. Don't forget to tip your hosts. We greatly appreciate it.
Aw, thank you. I did get one from Christopher Stockburger. I have to let you guys know this name. Christopher Stockburger, not broker, burger. Gotta love that. But thank you, Christopher. I appreciate you. And anybody else that throws something in there, you guys, it's not mandatory, but trust me, it is appreciated. It helps me keep the lights on. So other than that, it's been amazing. I mean, we can do this a couple of Saturdays a month if you guys want. I don't mind. I think it helps people. I think it helps people know where these things are, to know what's available to them over here at YouTube. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's super helpful.
Cool beans. I'm glad it helped.
And when these pop up randomly, they'll be in the Discord or over on the website as well. They'll show up in the announcements. So we'll be on the same page. If she wants to do it, she'll let me know and we'll schedule the event.
Yep.
And they will pop up all over the place. So it's not like you can miss it.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, have a fantastic. Well, you're welcome, baby. Have a fantastic weekend.
Peace and blessings.
Yes.
Peace and blessings,
you all.
Bruno.
At ease, soldier, in the chat. I see you.
I'm going to end this with Coach's rules as I normally do. I got to get the other rules back with my own music because I think that hopefully he's not getting a claim every time. He probably is. But I got to switch this out. I found the old one that I had where I put the music back there. This is one that I use from Video Leap. But anyway, peace and blessings, y'all. Have a good rest of your weekend. And I will see you guys Monday morning, 4 a.m.
Please follow the rules. Nobody go rogue. Some of the rules that we have to and live and die by in here is do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your total account value in any given day. Make sure you have stop losses on each and every trade, regardless of shares and or options. Make sure you guys are practicing small base hits. Don't go for home runs. Allow the runners to run and stop out the losers. If you're a new trader, make sure you are paper trading using a simulated trading system such as Webull or some of the other ones that are out there. If you are an expert trader, please make sure you also are being careful the first 3 minutes and the last 8 to 9 minutes of the day. Those are the absolute most volatile times in the entire market. Also, if you're a newer trader, please don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day. Those are the most dangerous times.